I love them so much. I gave them so many hugs today because I like needed it. And then also in the next second, I'm like, I love you. And Jackson's like, no. Like,
thanks.
Fuck you, you little shit. All I needed right now was I love you too today. That's all I could. It would have been really nice, you know.
Jack,
but
you went to the wrong one. You went to the wrong kid.
I know.
And welcome back to the Riley Black Project, Crystal and John.
Hey,
what's going on?
Life.
That's how she's feeling. That's how the day's gone today.
It's been a day.
It has been a day.
Yeah. Before we get into the day.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess this is just gonna be.
It's just us.
It's just us. No guest. It's I always feel one.
We're back to the start. This is how we started.
Yes. Well, and I always feel like weird booking someone this week.
Yeah,
because the holidays they're either finishing up last minute orders or they've already finished up last minute orders, and the last thing they want to do is talk about laser shit.
Right.
You know, they want to spend time with their family, whatever. So like I feel like this just kind of has to be the thing.
Yeah. So
you know, we we'll record ahead of time, you know, for the other weeks in December because people are still listening.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening and watching.
Yes. And then we'll just have to do a recap for the last week or so. And then we will, be taking next week off.
Yeah.
I need the mental break.
Yeah.
We'll be traveling.
You almost had a mental breakdown today.
No, I did.
Yeah.
No, I did have one today. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I don't know if I should talk about that or if we should talk about our year first or I mean, so today was, I don't know what today was. I wasn't feeling good last night.
Right.
I wasn't
feeling
good this morning. I still think I am. I've been having these headaches on and off, and I know part of it is probably that I'm not drinking enough water and then whatever. But you know, I feel like today the weight of the world kind of hit me because it was just like, you know, we've been trying to eat better.
Yep.
We started going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I'll fully admit, like I haven't gone balls to the wall for a reason.
Okay.
Partially because I've done it before and I've lost, I wouldn't say a lot of weight, 20, 30 pounds.
I mean, that's a substantial amount.
It is. But what happens is, so I'll do that and then it's usually for like a competition or a vacation or something.
Right, a goal.
Right?
Right.
But then what happens is as soon as I hit that goal, I fall completely off.
Or you get married.
That too. Because I mean, we're getting our vows renewed next year, and I would love more than anything not to be this how I currently feel right now on our 10-year vow renewal. And so, you know, and of course, it's just, I feel like it's natural to just compare yourself to where you were 10 years ago, which I think is unfair.
Yeah, 10 years is a good benchmark.
But you know, it's hard not to compare to where I was then. And I wasn't even happy with where I was then. And I'm much heavier than I was then.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there's that. And then it's just like, you know, we're trying to raise these kids who are a lot.
Yeah.
They're fucking wonderful. I love them so much. I gave them so many hugs today because I like needed it. And then also in the next second, I'm like, I love you. And Jackson's like, no. Like,
thanks.
Fuck you, you little shit. All I needed right now was I love you too today. That's all I could. It would have been really nice, you know.
Jack, you went to the wrong one. You went to the wrong kid.
I know. But yeah, so then it's just like, you know, you're trying to parent these kids and not cause them trauma that they have to work through later in life. You're
That's their problem.
trying to, you know, stay on top of the dishes and keep the house clean. And like, just there's just so many things that I like walk past that I'm like, that's like, you're not doing this. And it's my brain. My brain is saying, you're not doing this. You're not doing this. And then like I've lost and gained the same 5 pounds over the last 2 months. And so it's like, it was just, today was just too much.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I was thinking the other day too, like it's been brewing. Like I've felt, let's be honest, I've been in a fucking funk since sometime last year when all that stuff started happening with JR.
Right.
And it kind of started in the summer before that. And then JR just kind of like threw me over the edge. And then, so this year, I guess now we can move on to like the recap of this year. So this year started a little difficult because we were almost immediately having the issues with the old house.
Yep.
And it was an immediate panic of like, we have a leaking roof. We can't find the leak. We can't afford to replace the roof. And then it was dealing with that. And then we get the notification that we've been dropped from our insurance. And in order to get insurance, it's going to be this much, like $4,000 more, which then meant now our mortgage is unaffordable. And we'd still somehow need to figure out how to pay for an $11,000 roof.
Right.
And so there was a lot of tears and freaking out and frustration and all of that at the beginning of the year. And we kind of found like our magical solution.
But at the same time as that was happening, I registered my company for an LLC. We saw a road.
Right.
We were planning ahead without knowing exactly how we were going to get there or whatever, but we knew we wanted to move. Heather has she already made the move, or she was planning to?
I don't remember. So she closed in March.
She was talking about it, but the move was being,
she found the house that they put a offer on during the weekend of the Eon holiday party. So in January, she put in an offer on the house that she's in now. So the ball started rolling for her in January.
Right. So in that time, we had been talking about things and basically forming our exit strategy.
Right.
And what our savings needed to look like for me to quit my job and to take on this full time. And we were looking for avenues to do that. And then that, a lot of things, there was a lot of positive, but there's tons of negatives.
And that's what's so hard too, is that I don't want this funk to tell me that everything has been fucked up, because it hasn't.
Right. That's what I'm here for.
And I
tell you the highlights.
I know that there have been some amazing moments, and like this, I can't even imagine what my funk would be like if we stayed in that house. I can say that.
Right.
So there's definitely the wins in that. I absolutely love our house. I love the neighborhood.
Yep.
I love our neighbors.
Yep.
I love the school.
Like
I wouldn't say all of it though. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Is that it's the other parts that are kind of like overshadowing it now. Is that savings and that amazing chunk that we had, it's a lot smaller now. And so now the panic is setting in of, figuring it out. And it's so weird that like deep down, I know we can do it.
Yeah.
But getting there is what's fucking me up.
Yeah, because there's no, like, I feel like the hit is coming. Like that next hit, not like the next hit, like
like what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, not like a bad hit. Like the next hit song, like for an artist, the next hit song, like that next hit product. I feel like that's coming.
Yeah.
Like that is right there. I don't know where it's coming from.
Right.
I don't know if it's us making stuff. I don't know if it's this awesome fiber laser that we're getting in.
Pretty excited about it.
Right.
But then also regretting it at the same time. Like, was that the smartest decision I could have made?
It's
Probably
an investment in ourselves.
But
it's an investment in ourselves, and it gives us the opportunity to make more things. So maybe that's the next hit.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something that I'm not thinking of that's the next hit.
Right.
Maybe I get that one client. that signs up, and it takes care of our monthly nut, and then now we can take a sigh of relief. Because okay, we got this one client. Let's not bank on it 100% because it could go away, but still, so I don't know where it's coming from, but I feel like it's right there.
I just need it to hurry up.
Hey there, podcast listeners. How great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape your 9-to-5 to embrace your lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Freedom to Create webinar, where you'll learn how to make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon Laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Freedom to Create webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Attention all laser owners and crafters. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than Crazy Laser Dad Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced, tested, and ready to use with your lasers. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for all your customers.
So, what are you waiting for? Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser-ready blanks.
I mean, I would love for it to be here already as well.
Like, it's just, you're looking for jobs today and like, seeing what the options are, and we'd be stupid if we didn't at least look, so like, yes, we need to do that. And then at the same time, I was talking to Will. I sent him and Heather a message, and I was like, just fuck this shit. Fuck all of it. Today, like, physically, mentally, businessly, like, shit's tough today. And it has been for a few months. And he called me, and I was like, God damn it, Will. Because like I needed to hear from him, but I also didn't want to talk.
Right.
And I'm going to make it through this fucking podcast without crying. God damn it. But like, it's taken nothing to get me there today. Yeah. And so it's not happening. But like, I needed to hear from him. And he was just saying, God, I don't even know where I was fucking going with that because my brain sucks sometimes. Oh, just
you need that pep talk.
That's what I was saying. Because I when we were looking at like or thinking about jobs or whatever, is like, well, if you go get one, I feel like we failed because we set out to do this thing. We told all these people,
but that was always the plan. But that was also always the plan.
Was always the plan.
The plan. Yeah, that's true. The plan. The whole plan was that we were going to give this a shot for X amount of time.
Still feels like a failure.
And then when if things aren't popping off at that time frame, I go find something part time and continue pushing this until it takes off. With the idea is to once again leave that.
Well, and I think that's where I kind of struggled today too, is because a lot of the things that we've seen have been full time.
Right.
And that would the gym workouts and the routine we have now would be completely derailed.
Course, because I'm home.
I know, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like, it would just be like, well, fuck, now we got to make adjustments again, and now and now it's going to be even harder to like.
You gotta go listen to the episode of Pivoting. You gotta pivot.
I'm sick of pivoting.
It's the part of listen.
It's what Matthew Perry says in the Pivot episode.
Well, that's
shut up.
Yeah, well, that too. I've been because I was in a funk the other day myself.
Yeah,
and to pull myself out of it, I went to what I know, which is YouTube.
Yeah,
which is YouTube. So I dove into. I tried to listen to Harvey, but I've heard all of his stuff 3 and 4 times.
Yeah.
So I just like it doesn't hit the same anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I switched over to Eric Thomas, which is another motivational speaker, and Gary V.
Yeah.
And Gary V is more marketing, more what you need to do in, the next year and how to plan ahead. So it's like Eric Thomas right now is my like motivation.
Yeah.
And Gary Vee is my like strategy. So that's kind of like lifting me up and have, the wheels turning again, like how to do it. And then now I've stumbled upon this other, for digital marketing thing. So that's how I've pulled myself out of it as far as that funk. So it's like, and then that could possibly also be why I feel like it's right there. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's right there.
Yeah.
We're not that far off and we don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Great time to subscribe to Patreon if you haven't already. $4.
Please. It'll make my day.
But yeah, and we're not alone.
Yeah,
we're not alone.
And that's
everybody's been struggling.
So I was telling Will that. Will told me, he's like, he's like, yeah, I'm still good. He's like, but if if I don't want to say the percentage, she was like, but this percentage, down or whatever, like anyone's gonna feel that, even if it's still a decent amount of money. He's like, I can pay my bills, right? So and just he gave me a couple numbers of a couple other like close people that we're friends with that I actually look up to and kind of like aspire to be in a sense, and even they're like way down, and again this brain of mine, in one sense it's like, that's amazing that it's not just me, it's great that it's not just me,
but it's like that
then it terrifies me that like if these people that I look up to are even struggling, like how the fuck am I gonna not be struggling? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I also have the friends that are like killing it. And then I was talking to Lisa the other day, and she's on the other side of it where she's killing it and she's drowning. And is ready to get rid of stuff because she's sick of
it's been a long day.
It has. I am tired, like just physically, emotionally tired.
It was leg day.
It was too. And she's on the other side where she almost feels guilty for the sales that she's getting right now and how busy she is. And I even through like my funk, it's like, oh, absolutely not. Like you've fucking worked for that. You worked really hard for that. You deserve all of those orders. And at the same time, you do deserve, if what your goal is to not be working 24/7 and have, lots of money, or, you know what I mean? Like if your goal is more family time and not being tied to your laser 24/7, then absolutely you should raise your prices, take, more corporate order, do whatever you got to do in order to make that happen if that's what your goal is. So even for the people who are busy right now, they're still struggling with the fact that maybe they are busy and, they need to be thankful and they don't want to feel, ungrateful for what they have.
And also
at the
they
same
feel
time,
like,
it's not what they want.
Well, it's also like, who do they vent to? You vent to someone who's having a hard time. I just got too many orders. They're just coming in. I can't get them to stop. And meanwhile, you're telling someone who's starving for orders, who would love to have have some stick. So it's hard, and you don't want them to feel bad because you're talking about like your struggles, but it's also a struggle. We've talked about it before.
And I told her, like, I don't mind her, like, she can vent to me about that all the time, because at the same time, I also don't want that life. I don't want the life where we're like, I know what we're aiming towards is, to get the sales in. At the same time, I want to stop before it gets to that point.
You
know what I mean? Like
we want to live a certain type of lifestyle.
I just want to pay the bills. And all the things that are extra beyond that allows me the freedom that I want. Like I posted a reel the other day that was like, it was so perfect. It was like, I want the freedom to be able to go for a walk Wednesday morning because it's nice outside, or whatever. You know what I mean? I want to, let's go to Disney today or tomorrow because we feel like it and we need the break, and
Right, the
you know
kids
what I
have
mean?
off or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I want that
Yeah.
freedom. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't want the like, although, you know, we always joke that like DJ Khaled, like we don't necessarily,
Yeah, I mean,
like I would love that too
right.
if it meant
right.
I had
I
the
mean,
freedom
because
to
it looks like he has the freedom
Right.
to
Mhm.
do whatever. He just turns whatever he's doing into like money. It's just kind of
Right.
like how his brain is. 'Cause like
Yeah.
now, all of a sudden, he's like a golf superstar.
right.
Like golf. You were on a jet ski like 6 months ago. You're all about jet skis. Now he's all about golf and stuff.
yeah.
Along with the other things. But yeah, it's living a comfortable lifestyle, which
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean, you know,
Right.
maids and
Right.
huge like, you know,
Yeah.
mansions and
Yeah.
everything like that. It just means what we're doing now
Yeah.
without the worry of
Right.
how we're gonna pay. Like, oh, we just bought this fiber. Like, what do
Yeah.
you know? I kind of regret. No, just
Right.
we buy it. It's an investment.
Yeah.
We do this. You know, I bought a new drone. Like telling you, oh, I got
Yeah.
3 new cameras coming in, or 3 new lenses.
Right.
Without like, now we gotta make that
Right.
work, or you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So
Yep.
so it's getting to that level. Maybe not 3 lenses because that's a lot of money.
right.
But
Like, chill.
getting to like you know like Amazon boxes come in. We're
Right.
not like, you know,
Yeah.
like, man, should I have bought that,
Right.
or having it in our cart because we can't buy or whatever.
Right.
Just you know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the revolution in laser engraving. Introducing Lens Digital, the creators of the game-changing Pyburn rotary attachment. With the Pyburn 4.0, you can turn ordinary cups, tumblers, glasses, and more into extraordinary masterpieces.
Looking to engrave niche items or want the functionality of a Chuck rotary? Look no further than the Pyburn Grip, Lens Digital's Chuck-style rotary. With a range of different sized jaws, you can easily engrave a wide variety of items. All Lens Digital products are compatible with most CO2 and Galvo lasers and were designed specifically for the laser industry. All that paired with the best-in-class customer support, Lens Digital is your one-stop shop for all of your rotary needs.
Transform your laser engraving game with Lens Digital, where makers succeed. Unleash your creativity today.
And don't forget, we are proud Lens Digital affiliates as well. If you're shopping, code Riley Black will take $50 off any order of $600 or more.
Speaking of all things laser, check out Houston Acrylic at houstonacrylic.com for reliable laser tested and laser approved materials.
Made for makers by makers, Houston Acrylic features over 450 styles of acrylic sheets. With over 50 new arrivals being released this month, Houston Acrylic is committed to bringing new and innovative styles to the laser community. My personal favorite is the matte, anything matte, and I feel it's perfect for everything.
Don't forget to save 10% by using our exclusive coupon code TRBP10 at checkout. Get inspired today and visit houstonacrylic.com.
Do it.
This year has been also, so that's kind of like, you know, the bumps and going, but at the same time, we have to look at, you know, we were able to make the move.
Yes.
You know, we made a nice chunk off of our house.
Yes.
In Sunrise.
Right.
To move up here.
Right.
We're in an awesome neighborhood.
Yes.
We love our neighbors.
Yes.
Our driveway is going to be extended.
Yes.
Our fence is coming.
I'm stressing about that too because we still have to pay the other half.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, like, you know, that's getting done.
Yes.
You know, the boys can play in the backyard and we don't necessarily have to worry 100% that Jackson, you know, when he cuts the corner, we don't have to go chasing after him immediately because he might run out into the street.
Right.
Although it's a quiet street, it's still running out of the street because there's going to be a fence.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's you know, that's coming in. And yeah, we have awesome neighbors. We have an awesome community. We have, you know, things to look forward to. You know, we have the party coming up, the holiday party. Mm-hmm. We have, you know, there are a lot of
January
things.
is already insane, which is crazy to me. So yeah, and then we actually, which it's hard. I want to try and go if, you know, if we get those free tickets. But there's Podfest, 2024. And I wish I knew about it sooner so I could have just like mentally prepared myself and not be thinking about it on like a week where we're like, fuck money.
Right.
And Barbie, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, but there's going to be a lot of cursing on this episode. Sorry to your daughter. But Podfest is 2024, and we had mentioned earlier, this year that like, because we've been to the conferences and stuff, and we know how like motivating they can be and how they kind of like light that fire under you, and you get like a new idea or fresh new focus or whatever. And I'm like, I want to do that for podcasting.
Right.
And we hadn't really seen any that were local or that we could go to or anything like that.
Yeah, there was one in Miami, but it was super expensive.
Right. And so then I got the email from Buzzsprout, our host, and it was like, oh, basically like come to Podfest and we'll pay for your ticket. And obviously you have to like apply and kind of like win.
Enter,
But I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, when is that? And it was like the end of January. I was like, fuck, that's soon.
Right.
And the tickets are $332, I think. And so for both of us, that would be a lot. And then hotel, like that would be a lot. But it's in Orlando. It's like an hour and a half away. Yeah. And it's like, shit, could you not have been like, just a little bit further out to give us some more time? So, I applied, and I really hope we get picked, because I feel like that's something that would be awesome for us. And, we want to continue to grow, our podcast. Right. I did get our year in review. And we were last year as well, but we're still in the top 25% of Buzzsprout podcasts.
That's cool. That's
so that was pretty awesome, right?
Thank you for listening.
32 countries.
Tell your friends.
Right? 32 different countries. A bunch of other stats. I'll post those later, but that was pretty cool to see. Similar to last year, definitely some areas were higher, some were about the same. But 20,000 downloads, 20.8 or something like that awesome. For the year, which is insane.
Yeah.
And so I really hope that we can go, whether it's paid for or not.
Yeah.
And then the Eon party is the first week in January. I mean, we literally get back from our trip on Monday night, and then the party is Friday. So then we leave Friday sometime to go to the party, and then we're gone for the weekend.
Be on the lookout for content.
Yeah, of course. And then we have Joe Coy. We have the comedy. Which, if you're a parent, you just understand that like that's a thing that like that means that weekend we have to plan ahead. We have to make sure Nino's good. We have to make sure like things are done, and like So then there's something else in January. I don't remember what. There's something I think that following week. But yeah, and then we want to go to Vegas in June for our vow renewal and all that. So there's lots of things, and then we have to find the money to pay for all the things. And just I don't know. I feel like I've been spinning my wheels for a while and nothing is really like taking off, but I know that like I've kind of been like spinning my wheels like in the slow lane. You know what I mean? Just because.
But we have been putting out more content. You've been making more things on the laser. I've been recording it and putting it together.
Took a few like orders, like personal orders.
Yeah.
Which is new for me. I haven't been taking those, but then they did turn around and give me some stress. I had one of them was actually for an Eon employee. His wife ordered it, and that was nerve-wracking because it was like I have to make sure my settings are good. I have to this engrave has to look good. Like and Aspen, she calmed me when I was like, I hope he likes it, and she goes, he's never even like used a laser. And I was like, okay, but still he's like he's gonna show it to people who have used the laser.
Right.
And just I find any reason to overthink it. And then the other one that didn't help either, but you were filming me, which is part of the plan. And I was assembling the one for my friend who wraps cars in Colorado. And then I decided to use glue because it was easier than finding the 3M and like doing all that and doing it before cutting and whatever. And now I regret it because the glue fucked up. I used too much and it oozed out, which is why I fucking hate glue. But it was this new glue, and yeah, it didn't work out. And I shouldn't have used it on that thing. Oh my God. And then I sent him a picture. Tony, I love you, but I sent him a picture of it and of both of them that I made. And I'm like, hey, like, I know you've been waiting on this. I'm going to send this one out because I know it doesn't really matter.
Right.
He uses them to put his logo in the carpet of the cars that he wraps and details. So the little mark that's on the white little mark that he doesn't care. Right. So much so that I sent him a text message with a picture of the mark saying, I'm going to send you this one tomorrow so that you have it. The next time you order, I'm going to make you a new one for free to fix this one that I cannot in good conscience charge you for, even though clearly he didn't notice, because then he went and posted the fucking picture on Facebook and tagged me. I was like, oh my God, Tony. And he's like, and I knew he didn't care or notice immediately because he responded to my text message and he was like, I fucking love it. And I was like, this is why I love you, because in this moment, I'm like so mad. And I was I was going to make another one, but then I had buried my fucking laser cleaning off the desk so that I could. And I was like, that's too much for me. That was, I've learned with my self-diagnosed ADHD that that was too overwhelming for me. Like, if the laser would have been cleared off, okay, fine. I can run it. It wouldn't be a big deal. The file's ready to go. Clearing off the laser and running the job in that moment when I was already frustrated, way too much for me.
Yeah.
So anyway, he says he loves it and then proceeds to post it on Facebook and tag me. And I was like, Tony, I'm like,
we need a screenshot of that for the video.
Huh?
We need a screenshot. I need you to screenshot that for the video.
Well, screenshot what?
Him posting.
I didn't screenshot the post. I was mortified.
I know, but I need
he deleted the picture.
Oh, well, there's that.
Yes. Thank you, Tony, for deleting the picture. But I was like, no, I'm like, because he's telling everybody she always comes in through clutch for me. She does. And it's zoomed in on the huge flaw on the, I mean, I can show you the picture, but I don't want to show anybody. But anyway, and it's
funny because you see it that way as a flaw.
Yeah.
Somebody else will see and be like, oh, that's cool. And figuring he must have just used it. And there's a piece of a little lint or something.
I mean, my hands are in the picture, my nails. So it wouldn't be,
Okay.
But anyway, so he deleted the picture with the flaw, but then at least, there was the two pictures. So he had the other picture and he left that. But I was like, come on. He was like, I didn't even notice. I'm like, I love that you didn't notice because, again, that makes me feel, better about beating myself up about the small flaw when it doesn't do anything to the actual functionality of it. But it's just the fact that you paid for it. You shouldn't get something already, flawed before, Yeah. So yeah, that was part of the day, but yeah, it's just I hope me and all of my glory because my plan for next year, our plan is to make a whole lot more content because it makes it what I've struggled with this year, especially with making less was, okay, what do I post?
Right.
And so trying to fix the what do I post problem is well, I have to make stuff and we have to record it and then we can post it. And so that eliminates the what do I post and helps me talking about keychain thingies. Instead of just saying, hey, buy keychain thingies, hey, watch me make this keychain super easy. Buy keychain thingies. It's a little bit easier, you know what I mean?
It's a little easier
and
pitch.
watch me create this file super easy in Silhouette. sign up for my silhouette course.
Right.
You know, like I need that stuff in order to me not overthink what content I'm going
Right.
to post.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, when we're recording and I'm like, oh, this is going to be our post for today or for tomorrow or whatever. And then now I have recording of me literally fucking up the project. It like adds more, but it just adds more pressure
right
to like the things. So yeah. It's like in even days
so
like today.
You're not alone.
Right?
We all go through it.
Days like today, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, do like, is this not for me? Like, you know, do I need to quit? Do I need to get a job? Do I like,
right.
you know, I'm
right.
like second guessing right. all of this, right? And then like I'm immediately like, fuck that, I can't work for anybody else. Like I'm a wild animal now. I'm very feral, okay? And I just can't even imagine working for someone unless it was like this perfect recipe. You know what I mean? Like where I worked for Amanda before, because it like was part of the industry. I'm helping her, she's helping me by, you know, letting me work there. So it would have to be something like that. And it's like, well, if I do have to quit or go get a job, I don't have time to be like picky, you know, super choosy in where I go to work, you know, because I'm doing it because we need funds to come in. And so it's like part of me like knows that this is absolutely what I want to do, but then the other part of me is like, this is hard, I can't do this.
Right. Nothing's easy.
I'm not good at this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, and then I just throw up my hands and I have a mental breakdown and I scroll on Instagram.
It's listen.
To try and find that real
when you take that leap like we did, you know, there are gonna be bumps and bruises along the way.
Before literally that parachute opens. Here's another. This also happened to me. Okay. Don't want to go to the gym. I had a massive headache before we go to sleep. I'm like, if I feel like this, you know, I felt like I was getting sick. I have a massive headache. If I wake up like this in the morning, like, I don't know if I'm going to go.
Right.
Wake up. Don't have the massive headache, but don't also like don't like feel a little under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, the headache is gone. I told myself that the headache's gone. I need to go.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, let's go. So we go there and then we arrive. I have to go to the bathroom. I start to walk into the men's and I realize immediately that I was on the wrong side, because in the women's, you go in and I turn to the right. Well, here, if I turn to the right, I'm going into like the maintenance closet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nope, this is wrong. So I turn around and of course there's a guy who's like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, what no, it should be, oh, sorry, me. I'm the one in here. Like, so I almost walk into the men's. Then I walk into the women's and the stalls.
If you wanted to identify as a man.
Shut up. So then I walk into the women's and all the stalls are full except one. So I walk into the one empty stall and I see a hand like twiddling for trying to get the toilet paper because her toilet paper is clearly out.
That's a bold move.
And well, I think she could probably tell that it was empty when she started reaching. Right? And so then it made me laugh. I start laughing and I'm like, are you all out over there? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like trying to grab it and she's still like twiddling her hand. And I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I told you I'll help you. Can you move your hand? Like, don't accidentally touch me. Right. So I'm like trying to get the toilet paper. I give her some. She's like, oh, okay, thanks. So I'm going to the bathroom. Then I go to grab my own toilet paper. And I proceed to, you probably can't even see it. I proceed to scrape my elbow on the stupid trash can that's in there because it's metal, sharp metal, and scrape my I come out of the bathroom and I'm bleeding, not bad, but I'm bleeding, and I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, come on, universe! I left the house. I got out of bed.
Trying to better myself.
Here. Can you leave me alone? Like, so my elbow kind of hurts a little bit." But yeah, it's literally bumps and bruises and scrapes, and it's like I told the lady at the counter, I'm like, I just wanted to let you know. I was like, this has probably only ever happened to me. I'm like, but those trash cans are really sharp and just scraped my elbow.
And she's like, okay.
And she was like, okay, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it's fine. Again, it probably has only happened to
Not
me.
much we can do about it.
But just wanted to let you know. Yeah. I mean, it's a hazard. Clearly, I'm also a hazard.
I was gonna say, you're the hazard.
Yeah. I don't know what should we talk about now?
Happy New Year.
Oh, and then we've talked about your brother, and you know how on Thanksgiving he got the lovely gift of snapping his tendon, quad tendon. He had surgery a couple weeks ago. And yeah, he planned to be much better quicker than he is.
Yes,
and
taking
was
a little longer. I think he's also he doesn't want to do too much.
Right.
So at the time of recording this, tomorrow he has his
his
follow-up.
follow-up. Yeah.
And I think once there and the doctor gives him the okay, he'll start like actually like pushing himself.
Well, and especially if he's given like clearance to do extra things, he'll have that like
I think he's
expert opinion to telling him like it's okay.
I think he's afraid of pushing himself.
I would be too,
and messing things up and making it worse.
And then at the same time, selfishly, very quickly we got used to the help that your mother provided, and not having that has definitely sucked.
Yeah. And she's also missed the boys.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they miss her. We miss her. Yeah. Her questions, would drive me crazy. But like, bring on those questions. Help us out with dishes. Our floor's a mess. Like we've mopped once, and by we I mean he has mopped once since you left, because it's a lot. It's kind of nice having another adult to kind of to share the load with, because
it's a lot.
So I mean, we're going to talk about this a little bit. I mean, we already talked about it a little bit too. Goals for next year. Goals is just to survive.
Goals is just to find that avenue. Kind of test everything out, see where everything goes. Both making stuff and videos and everything like that. Just keep trying to find that right formula for us, because I mean everything is still new. If in the big pictures of it, we've only been at this for 6 months. Like full time with nothing else. It's only been 6 months.
And it's a huge shift.
So it's not like,
and it's not and we made this shift while also relocating.
Right.
So we're having to get used to our new neighborhood, new just pace, new everything. And
things here are a lot slower, and with that, comes its own challenges. Like for video, it's going to be hard to find something local,
right?
Because I mean, it's just not, that mindset's not there.
Right.
It's just not like to market your, market the
and the first thing they're going to cut is that.
Right. And
we've seen it. We've seen the commercials of the companies who do use it and who do see the value in it.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's a lot less.
Right.
They're a small piece of the ones who actually use it. So we have to find other ways, and by all means, I'd like the intention even with your stuff is to always get back to that if that's in the cards. The physical products is really just like a temporary thing
I mean, maybe unless we find, unless we
find something that we love about it, or like that thing that's like, oh, I really like making this, and we run with that. Like, I mean, I don't hate tumblers.
Right. And for me, it's like, oh man, I really like the fact that we can live off of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like, the fiber is really fun too. Like, I feel like I could watch it all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that'll probably wear off eventually. But I am excited about that. Although I don't love learning new things because you mess up more.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's part of it. Like, you have to. And I know
you have to make the
that
mistakes.
those are learning things, but I don't look forward to it, because then I have to really work on like reminding myself, you're learning, you're new.
I want to see how
but I'm glad to have you
how easy it is. Yeah,
doing that, because you like learning new things, and fucking something up doesn't necessarily bother you like it does me.
Well, because I know I haven't done it yet. You've done it. You've done to some degree.
Right.
You've done it on the Glowforge first, and now the Eon.
Right.
So you have like so it stings a little more now for you.
Yeah.
Where for me, it's completely brand new.
Right.
So I know I walk in expecting to mess up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before I learn, oh, okay, this is how this works. Now, in what I've seen, and shout out to Alex from Laser Everything, because his was one of the more like in-depth for light burn on the laser, on the fiber. And it seems, now I use easy, it came easy for me to understand,
which is a good sign.
What he's saying. But at the same time, this is saying it's just me watching this YouTube video. I haven't put my hands on it.
At the same time, there's the times where you watch a YouTube video and you're still like, I am so overwhelmed, because I mean, sometimes even watching that, some of the terminology they use, and you're like, I have no idea what they're talking about. It's a foreign language. So the fact that, like,
well, that's when I stop and go to Google.
Right. But that's what I mean. The fact that, like, it was like, oh, okay, this seems easy. Yeah, that doesn't mean we're not going to run into like snags and questions like once it actually shows up, which is supposed to be tomorrow.
Like, I was like, what's the difference between a Galvo laser and the one we're getting? And you're like, I don't really know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's a Galvo, isn't it?
Huh? Yeah. So from my understanding, I might be wrong because I just started. I haven't even touched the damn thing.
But we don't even have it yet. It's coming tomorrow.
But from my understanding, the head. So a fiber laser can like cut through metal.
Yes.
Like a straight fiber laser.
Yeah. You typically don't, but yes.
The Galvo part of it is the mirrors in that head, that box head of the fiber laser.
Yeah.
Is a bunch of is a Galvo meter.
Yeah.
Which is mirrors and how they move around.
Yeah.
That's the Galvo part. So technically, what we're saying are fiber lasers.
Right.
From what I've seen in the Galvo lasers.
Yeah.
I think.
So here's the other part too, is like I have the like overthinking in that, like, I know quite a bit about lasers, having done it for 5-ish years now, 4 years, I don't know, 5. But I know very little about fibers. Like, I know that, like, if you want to engrave metal, you need a fiber. I know that it can cut through metal, but typically, unless you have like a stronger one, for the most part, like with metal, especially like thicker metals, you'd want like a plasma cutter and like that kind of stuff. So I know enough about like its capabilities, but I know nothing about like the settings. I know that like the settings aren't just like there's a lot more tweaking and testing, and I hate tweaking and testing. I forget who said it the other day. It might have been Lisa or Liz. I'm talking to them both a lot because they both have fibers. And it was like, you can kind of find like a good setting, but it's not like, where with your laser, you can find one setting, it'll work for like several things. That's not necessarily the case with fibers all the time. So little things like that, but like there's one more setting too.
See, I don't know that there's one more. I just
because
know
there's
the
like
settings I
speed,
saw.
power, and then I think there's like something else, and I forget what it is. You've said it before.
I have.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh.
But so yeah, it's just, I mean, it's brand new for me. I'll know. I know enough to be like, if someone says I want to do this, I'm like, you can't do that on a CO2. You need a fiber, or you need whatever, vice versa. You can't do that on
you
a
know the
fiber,
capabilities. You just don't know how to transfer that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, I love how quick it is. Like, I want to kind of stay within, my wheelhouse. I hate that word, by the way. And make like a lot of keychains. And so I was looking, like, one of my keychain suppliers, one of my main suppliers, I was looking to see like what blanks he had that I could use on the fiber. And there was tons of keychains that I liked that were, like a bone shape for like, your dogs, or the little bar shape that also I bought some of Liz's blanks and got the necklaces. And it'd be great to put like, JR on one side, or, well, I mean, the necklace would probably be just one side. So I'd probably put like JR and Jackson like together. But like, besides making the file and typing out the name and making sure it fits within the certain size, and you make a jig, I mean, it's going to take literally seconds on the fiber, and it's going to look really cool and sound really cool while it's doing it. And then now you've completed your order, if you have an order, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see like what we can do, like with keychains and that kind of stuff, and kind of keep things like in the same realm and not go too far out of it, and just all of a sudden like do whatever, something out of left field. But yeah, we just gotta
the future's bright.
Do it and throw it out there, and literally see what sticks.
Yeah, for
sure. If you're a friend, just buy something. Or if I post, so I am going to be looking for like examples, like, oh, I want to try this keychain, someone comment with their dog, or nominate your friend's dog, or some random thing.
Give us a reason,
give us something so that I can like make it and then like send it out and make someone's day. They can see how it looks.
So that way we don't just keep a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, because like, I mean, there's only so many laser things you can keep, hence the box of
what we should do
2021
what we should do
New Year's Eve
is when we make things, put Mark on it and just send it, because he has so much stuff with Mark.
Oh my god!
So just put Mark and then ship it to Mark.
Make him store all of it.
Just send it to like, hey, we tested this file. We put your name on it. We know you love your name.
That's pretty good. We have to do that at least once, so that we just send him and he'll be like, thanks.
Love it.
Love it so much. Yeah. Because
sorry, the settings weren't 100%, but
I think he got one too, probably from Eon. I'm not sure, but he just got an X-Tool P2. Did we talk about this yet?
I don't know.
I don't think so, because we had Katie on. So he got an X-Tool P2. So
that's the diode, right?
No. So this one I think is a CO2.
Oh, okay. But it's open and it looks like that, right? Yeah.
So it's like, so the little that Mark like not knows about it, but the little that Mark like shared about it, it's gonna give Glowforge a run for their money. Like he literally said, I think in the post, that he'd never recommend Glowforge again, seeing like what this one is capable of, because it can, I think it has like a removable bottom, so that it, like, you, as long as it can fit underneath the laser, I think it has risers, maybe even. Don't quote me on any of this, but like it opens up like literally what you can engrave. It has rotary capabilities, which the Glowforge does not have. The Glowforge is limited in that like it has to be 2 inches and under, and that's legit it. You can cut the bottom out, but like you're voiding your warranty.
Right.
adding like a turning element, like it's still going to be flat things, or you're going to lose
you have
some
to do too much to
right. And so it does a lot that the Glowforge doesn't do, and it's $4,500. And Will said that you can't get a Glowforge under $5,000 now.
Oh.
So, and although you'll still have the and it's not cloud based. But you'll still have the difficulty with customer service to a certain extent because they are a Chinese company.
Okay.
And so when they're there is usually when we're sleeping or going to bed soon.
Right.
And so you're still going to have like
that
the delay
right.
in customer service. But I mean, if you're going to have that anyway, you might as well go for the one that can do a rotary, or you can remove the bottom or whatever. So I'm interested to see how his testing and stuff goes on that, and how that comes about.
Yeah, I love his new space.
Yeah, it looks really nice. He's really good at like the design and like making
you can tell
things come together.
It looks like a very creative like workspace, like a great creative like area.
He should come do the rest of our garage, because like I did this. But even then, like, don't look too far up and too far down.
No, just the frame, just within these frames.
On camera.
Yeah, it's just this part. If I pan either camera,
which is my full intention to make it like floor to ceiling eventually. But yeah.
I mean, even if I slide back, like I'm covering some stuff.
Right.
Like in this area right here.
Yeah, right here. There's pieces of paper.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. Movie magic.
But yeah, so 2022 was, well, so I'm saying 2022 was difficult.
Okay.
2023 was better, but it wasn't like, it was still pretty difficult.
It's pretty awesome. I left my job.
It was.
Yeah. You got this great house.
Now we need to pay for it though.
Yeah.
So, I'd say recap is, all in all, it was a great year. I just want to like feel that way in my loins.
You will. 2024, our year, just like 2023 was.
Yeah.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed the holidays. Hopefully you didn't go too crazy. Happy New Year. You're probably watching this after the holidays and everything.
Maybe
so.
it'll be up on Friday before Christmas for our patrons.
That's right. Great
Sign
time
up.
to join Patreon.
It'll be out on Christmas.
On Christmas
Merry
Day.
freaking Christmas.
You filthy animal.
Right? You better not be listening to us on Christmas. Let's be real. I love you guys, but
don't listen to us on Christmas.
No laser
After
podcast
Christmas.
on Christmas. So late Merry Christmas. Hope your Christmas was good. And we'll be back the second week in January. Yeah. And hope, by then we should have yes, we'll be celebrating New Year's Eve in Colorado, which is kind of cool. It'll be nice.
Kind of celebrating because we gotta catch a flight the next day.
Yeah, but like it's a 3 p.m. flight.
True.
So it's like,
Yeah, and we got kids.
I know.
Gotta be in bed by 7.
Who? Oh, I was
They
like,
do.
us. I was like,
No, they do. They do.
But yeah, so we should hope by then, by even Christmas, they've been teasing it, Mark and Will, about the next conference.
Yeah.
So I know a little bit that like the outside world doesn't know.
Yeah, we got.
But like I don't know like a lot of the details, or like there's a lot of details I still don't know. So I'm excited.
I'm pretty sure the scale. There are a lot of details that even Mark and Will don't know yet.
This is true. I'm
sure.
So
it takes a lot to put these together.
Oh my god, I don't envy them.
Yeah, it takes a lot. So
we'll be talking about that next.
Yeah, and then our participation
hopefully
in that.
Yeah,
we'll see what sort of
what capacity, and they may not know that like 100% yet either. Right now, it's just like sign the contract. Here's the date. Here's where it's at. Buy some
Right.
tickets. We'll figure out the,
Yeah,
the rest
for
of
sure.
it later.
For sure.
But yeah.
We gotta
just thank you for being
Thanks.
one of the few things right now that I don't like dread doing. I like the podcast is one of the things that I love to do. I mean, so much so that like we've talked about, you know, we've wanted to start another one for a couple years now, but where's the time?
Right, and I feel like
they
if
aren't
we
money
do,
makers, and so we
right, and if we
have
do,
to
we would take
focus.
away. It would take away from this value because we kind of like,
you
know, be rushing this to do something,
Right.
you know, kind of like so.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
not right
we
now.
put a
I
lot
don't know
into-
when
yeah.
we'd be able to.
Yeah,
but
we put a lot into this. Hope it translates. Hope you guys are enjoying. I mean, by the numbers, it sounds like you are.
Right.
Talk about it. Let people know.
Please.
You know, let your laser friends know, or people that you think, hey, you know, I'm thinking of getting laser. Hey, you got to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And if there's someone that you know in the community who doesn't listen to podcasts, you know, if they have an iPhone.
Well, if you have any guest ideas, send them my way
too.
too, because like, you know, I'm in my little circle, and you know, I do my best to like, you know, explore out a little bit, but it's comfortable over here.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to kind of see those people. So if you're witnessing someone who you're like, oh, I really like their stuff or really like their content or whatever, send me a slide into my DMs and tell me what their name is so I can get them on here.
For sure. And with that, I think we'll wrap it up.
We will.
It's been another great episode of the Riley Black Project. Chris and John.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done.